you ever used a frame for your embroidery hoop? So for most people, when they start off embroidery, you start stitching with an embroidery hoop, holding it in one hand, and you stitch with the other hand. But I'm here to show you a way to free up your two hands for stitching. So first of all, we need to decide on the base of our frame. So there's two options I have for this. First one is a table clamp. So this clamps onto the table or desk that you're working at. So I'll show you that now.
For the table clamp base, this obviously clamps onto whatever table or desk you are working at. So you are a little bit more limited with the table clamp because you have to make sure that your edge of your desk or table fits within the gap within the barrel here. So I've unscrewed this screw on the bottom all the way so that we have the entirety of this gap to work with, and this gap goes onto the edge of your table. You want to then screw up that bottom to make sure that it's nice and tight on the edge of your table and it holds the whole barrel in place. You then add in your hoop attachment, but I'll be talking you through those in the next part.
Second option I have is a seat frame. So a seat frame is slightly more versatile than your table clamp because it doesn't have to clip onto table or desk. As long as you have a seat, you can use a seat frame. So it comes with this almost foot-shaped part here and this pillar which just screws in together. Now we still need to add our top part, but basically the idea with this is the foot goes under your leg while you're sitting down, and that will free up your two hands to stitch with. I'll show you that in the next part. The second thing we need to decide is the hoop attachment. So again, there's two options for this. The first one is a stalk with the hoop already attached onto it, okay? So you can see this part here is just your regular embroidery hoop, a little bit thicker than most, and this is a 6-inch size. So this comes in a few different sizes. There's 6-inch, 8-inch, or 10-inch here. And this is attached to the stalk itself. So if I pop that into my table clamp, just hold that in place, you can see when that's on the table, that's holding that hoop for you. You pop your fabric in there and you're free to start stitching. The other option that we have here is a versatile clamp. So as the name says, it's a little bit more versatile. You can swap different embroidery hoops in and out, use any size that you want for an embroidery hoop. So again, this I'll pop into my seat frame. Put this on here, and I'll just show you how to clip a hoop into the top of that. So this clip part here, it opens up like that. You take your embroidery hoop. You want to make sure that the fabric is folding over rather than folding under the hoop. If it folds under, you might stitch through that outer fabric as well. So just make sure you're folding the fabric on top of your hoop. Pop that into the clip and then just tighten that up to hold the embroidery hoop for you. So again, you have your two hands free to stitch with both hands. Lastly, I just want to show you some tips on how to adjust the frame to make your stitching experience the most comfortable for you. So I'm showing you on the seat frame here, but it works exactly the same way on a table clamp. You can see I have this little knob on the side here, so if I loosen that slightly, I can change the height of where the hoop is sitting at, just where that stalk is placed there within the pillar. So once I have it at the correct height, I can also rotate that as well, just to make sure it's in the best position, the most comfortable position for whatever part of the design I'm stitching. So once I have that in the right spot, I can tighten up that screw again, that little knob on the side, and just hold that in place for me. There's also another little adjustment here, just on the side. So if you loosen that screw a little bit, you can change the angle that your hoop is sitting at. Again, just making sure it's in the best position for whatever part of the design that you're stitching. So again, once you have that in the right spot, you can tighten that up and it'll hold it in place for you. Also, with the seat frame, don't be afraid to really move it around as you go to different parts of your design as well. So you can go from one side, you can go from the other side, you can pop that in between your legs as well. Again, it's all about making stitching more comfortable for you.